Okay, we are finally here. Miss Marvel, the first episode have been posted, Generation Y. And me, your boy, Husky, he about to give a deep dive into it. I was about to say a hypothesis, but I don't really have a hypothesis on this episode. Actually, I do have a hypothesis, and that's gonna be next video. Yeah. So, we open up to Kamala Khan. She's giving her deep dive into her YouTube channel. Yes, I'm reading, just so you know, like, my eyes, most of the video is, just so you know, most of the videos, my eyes are gonna be like this, because I'm reading off, like, a script of, yeah, like, as I watch the show, I don't know if y'all know this, but, like, as I watch the show, I, like, literally write down what happens. You see that, like, one little emoji? I don't know if you see it or not, but, like, yeah. But yeah, I just write down everything that happens in the episode and I talk about it. So yeah, let's get started. So we open up Kamala Khan, right? She's giving her deep dive into her YouTube channel, talking about the MCU and what have happened throughout the past years. Kind of like your boy. So yeah, she do that, but then she gets interrupted by her mom. Her mom telling her, like, yo, you gotta take your driving test. Kamala, like, I bet. She goes, she takes the driving test, and she fails. Why she fails? She crashed into the driving instructor's car. Imagine that, like, as soon as you start the test, you crash into the car, or you crash into a tree, or you... Right? Okay. So, she failed the test. She goes to school. She meets up with Bruno. Bruno's like her best friend. I could tell Bruno, bro. On God, bro. Bruno likes her, bro. I could tell. Okay. So like, just so you know that I'm not like just saying, okay, yeah, I know that he likes her. A couple reasons why I know that he likes her. Multiple times throughout in the show, when Kamala Khan is like just looking at amazement, like throughout like Avengers Con, or just talking, or just just doing her thing or whatever, Bruno is like staring into her eyes, like, bro, relax. Also, another thing is that the amount of time, effort, blood, sweat, and tears that Bruno took in the time to make those photon gloves for her, like those, like that's dedication, right? And then for him just like throw on a lab coat and be like, yo, yeah, I'm just Bruce Banner. Like, come on, like you gonna do all that for her and just be like, yeah, like you care more about her, you care about more about her costume than yourself. Like, I know you like her, bro. It's okay, it's fine. You're right. But anyway, while she's going to class, she gets called to Mr. Wilson's office. When she's in Mr. Wilson's office, Mr. Wilson's like kind of like her guidance counselor, and like the guidance counselor is talking about, like, listen, I know this is very stressful for you. You got college administrations coming up. You got SATs coming up. You got to figure out your life before lunch. You got to do all this shit. And Kamala's like, bro, I'm just trying to go to Avengers Con, bro. Like, you wilding right now. Okay, so actually, when Mr. Wilson was talking about Kamala Khan and how she wants to, how Mr. Wilson wants Kamala Khan to like go home, look herself in the mirror, and ask herself like, who is Kamala Khan, who she is, who she wants to be in life and stuff like that. Kamala Khan was like, yo, hold up, isn't that from Milan? And Mr. Wilson was like, yeah, that's from Milan. I'm just questioning, how does Milan come into play in the MCU? Because Milan is a Disney Milan is a Disney property. And if this is a Disney property, that means Kamala Khan must have seen Milan, which means Kamala Khan must have seen Disney Plus, which means Kamala Khan should see her own TV show on the Disney Plus, right? Right? I understand like references doesn't get this deep in like pop culture, but like another thing is it's just like Marvel be posting up too many Marvel be doing too much Marvel be doing too much pop culture references. I mean, like in Endgame, they were saying the Big Lebowski, and like the Big Lebowski is like the main character is the main guy from Iron Man. So, that's what I just don't understand. And the next thing you know, like also in Endgame, they was mentioned Hot Tub Time Machine and all the others. I'm just saying, like, Marvel loves to throw out pop culture references, but like they have a lot of people that's in them. Like, yeah, like I'm like it. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. Okay, so you're gonna see it right now, and I just love the little animations on the buildings as Bruno and Kamala are on the way home riding their bikes. I just wanted to say that, like, throw that out there. So Kamala gets home and she goes through this box that I'm guessing that her grandma gave the family, and in it she sees a little bracelet, and the bracelet, we all know that from the trailers, like it will give her. We all know from the trailer that the bracelet will give her the powers, and the mom looks at her, the mom looks at her, and she looks at the mom, and the mom looks at the bracelet, and she's like, "Whoa, you wildin', because she knows what the bracelet would do." So it's kind of like a family heirloom of that power. I'm guessing that's what they have decided to do instead of the this Terrigen Mist from the comics. So the mom's like, listen. The mom takes the bracelet, puts it in the box, and tells the dad, like, yo, put this upstairs and don't ever let her see it or touch it or even think about it. And I'm just saying, Disney, they need to, like, make up a better plot, because on a technicality, I could see this becoming like the same plot as Turning Red. If you know, you know. So, Kamala Khan, she talks to her parents about Avengers Con, because she wants to go dress up as Captain Marvel and stuff like that, and just want to go to Avengers Con. It's the same thing as we ask our parents to go to Comic Con, but like they be like, no, because you better be wilding and drinking and smoking and this, that, and the other. So the parents say no, and then after a while they say yes, but no, and not after a while, like the next morning. So the next morning, they say yes, but the only thing about it is that when they say yes, they have all these restrictions and rules and regulations. Talk about, okay, you will go with your dad, and your dad will be dressed up as She-Hulk. No, your dad will be dressed up as He-Hulk, and you will be dressed up as She-Hulk, and and it's a whole lot, and this is just a scene.
And as far as your dressing goes, I have a surprise for you. The Hulk! Wait, best is yet to come. Ta-da!
I just put it!
See, Kamala, big Hulk and little Hulk, Bada Hulk or Choti Hulk.
And I'm just saying, Marvel, I understand what you're trying to get at, but this is not a good way to promote She-Hulk. It's not. It's truly not. Okay? So, anyway, Kamala doesn't want to do it, of course, because who wants to be dressed up as that, with their dad looking like that, going to an Avengers Con that's looking like this. So, Kamala comes up with this huge, intricate, in-depth thesis plan, tells Bruno about it. She's like, listen, I'm going to leave the house. We're going to get on the bus. We're going to go on the bus. We're going to go to Avengers Con. We're going to go to Avengers Con. We're going to come back to the house. And once we get back to the house, my dad will be just walking into the bedroom, and I'll be already in the bed, and I'll be like, yeah, I'm sleeping, but I'm really not sleeping because I just came from Avengers Con, and it's just a whole in-depth plan of how she's going to get to Avengers Con, come back without her parents knowing. Unfortunately, that doesn't work. Okay. Okay, so this is how it was supposed to go down, okay? So Kamala was supposed to use the tree that's right by her window, and she's supposed to use that tree to get down. And once she get down, she goes onto the bus. Once she gets onto the bus, she goes to the Avengers Con. When she goes to Avengers Con, she's supposed to get back on the bus and go climb up the same tree to get back into her window to go to her room. But that does not happen, okay? So so what really happens is that when she gets out her window, she goes onto the tree, but then the tree branch breaks. Once it breaks, she realizes that she can't use that same way to get back into her house. So she falls. She's on the tree, but then she falls. Bruno helps her up. Once he helps her up, they go onto the bus. But while coming onto the bus, she loses her bike, and the bus driver. You know how bus drivers be up in New York, and well, they're really in Jersey City, but it doesn't matter. But you know how bus drivers be just in general. How when if you're right there at the bus, or if you leave something and they won't go back, they won't on the door and be like, you can go get it and come back on the bus. Nah, she tries to go on the bus with the bike, but she tries to go on a bus with the bike, but then the bus door closes and leaves the bike on the floor, and she's like, wait, can you open the door? And the bus driver's like, nope, I can't do all that. Cause that's too much work for me. I don't get paid enough. So they go to Avengers Con. So, it's time for Avengers Con Breakdown. Okay, so it's not really like a breakdown. It's just like these little like hidden things that I have seen in like the whole entire montage of Avengers Con that I just want to be talking about in this video. So let's just talk about it, okay? Right when they walk in, they meet a Rocket Raccoon. As they keep on going, they see a classic door, and of course, it's Avengers Con, and you make usually you make and or you buy a costume. And this person, they made a costume. Like, respect to all the people that make the costumes. Like, you could go out, sure, like, you could spend your money and just buy a realistic costume off of Amazon or Party City. But when you actually put your time, effort, blood, sweat, and tears into making a costume, and you promote that shit at Avengers Con or Comic Con or Anime NYC, that shit valid. I gotta admit, that's like, come on. So, we see a classic Thor, but instead of the wings, he has combs. And Kamala Khan meets Thor, and we welcome Captain America's ass. And we actually see Ant-Man and the Wasp merchandise. Take a look at this. They didn't do well with this. Because I see Marvel, and I see the word Hasbro. Bro. Like, I'm just saying, like, on the bottom of it says Disney. Like, are they, like, I'm just confused. Like, I get, like, it's the whole Avengers Con and you selling out merchandise about the Avengers and Captain Marvel and Hulk and this, that, and the other, and Ant-Man and the Wasp and Rocket Raccoon and this, that, and the other. But when you actually just go through a store and just pick out the first thing that you see from your Marvel section, it's just like, bro, you mad lazy. I'm just saying because I don't get why would they do that? Because I that's merchandise that we have in our world. This is our world, but it's in their world. I think you understand where I'm coming from. So, the Captain Marvel cosplay contest is happening. Kamala, she goes running into the bathroom. She puts on the family heirloom power glove. No, not power. She puts on the family heirloom power bracelet. She gets her helmet, and of course, the same gloves that Bruno made for her, that lights up and everything, that they went on the roof and they was fighting. Well, not really fighting with it. That they was playing fighting with. Of course, she leaves it in the bathroom. Why? Because she's careless. Anyway, she goes onto the stage, you know. She kind of gets blinded and this, that, and because of the light. I just find it funny how, like, she was ready. She was all ready. Like, in her plan, she was, like, ready. She was going to be in front of the camera. She even said that there was going to be press there. And I'm just saying, like, she was in front of the stage and she gets blind. She doing all this because she's blinded by a couple of phone flashlights. Like how you expect to be in front of the stage, have a whole entire corsage of flowers and lights all around you, and you doing the British hand wave and doing all this when you can't even take a cut, when you can't even focus on you can't even focus on the main event, and because you blinded by a couple of flashes from a phone. Like, you understand what I'm saying? Anyway, because of that, because she gets all blind and everything, she loses her tracks of vision and senses, and she go like this, and the powers come out, and they're like, oh! And Ant-Man head start rolling, and the Thor's hammer starts swinging, and it hits Zoe in the face, and Zoe crash lands, but luckily Kamala Khan uses her powers. She go like this, and it catches her, boom, Zoe gets down on the ground safely, and Kamala Khan dips. So, boom, when she dips, she's at her house. Bruno and her powers helps her get up to her roof. Once she's up on her roof, Bruno dips. Once Bruno dips, Kamala Khan goes to her window, and her mother's sitting right there waiting for her. Yeah, I know you left. You not sneaky. You not tack. I know you left. So she gives her little talk like, do you want to be the good woman that we have raised you to be, or do you want to be this cosmic abstract female woman that just lives in her fantasies? You feel me? So when she says that, the mother dips. Kamala really thinks about it. She plops on her bed. The powers comes out her fingertips. She's like, yeah, I want this. Yeah, I want cosmic. Yeah, it's valid. You don't understand. You probably do understand. That's why you hid it from me, which is why you understand why I want to keep it. So yeah. So next thing you know, post-credit scene. Boom. Damage control. They coming back up in the picture after Spider-Man No Way Home. And the video of Kamala using her powers gets leaked. Well, not really leaked. It was just posted. Because that's just what people do now. And damage control gets it. Woman using her powers at Avengers Con? Bring her in. And that's the final episode of Generation Y. First episode of Miss Marvel featuring Kamala Khan.